What else do you guys struggle with?
Public parks.
Public park. Oh, public parks. She doesn't know this yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm purposely going to get in trouble. I'm going to go shoot at places that they have signs up.
Laguna Beach.
I'm going to Laguna Beach. I don't look forward to getting in trouble. Sometimes I do. But yeah, so I think the industry right now, this isn't an industry problem, this is a government problem, is we don't challenge them. Right? We don't band together. Wow, there's like 250, 300 people now, but we don't band together and use the power that we have as photographers to make change. Think about it, guys. Think if all of us signed petitions or all of us did stuff. Think if all of us showed up to Laguna Park right now, Laguna Beach. That'd be freaking amazing.
That's a great idea.
It is a great idea. Okay, we'll meet up in Laguna Beach. No, but think how amazing that would be. Oh, we're just friends. You have to have a permit. No, we're just here. You have a public thing. No. We just all went on our phones and texted each other and said, hey, let's go down to Laguna Beach. Right? But that's the way you make change. You can't make change just by sitting around and saying, oh, that poor guy, that happened to him. You can't. I got a lot of nasty stuff from government officials after I released my discrimination video when I got busted in San Francisco. But we got to make change, guys. There's a lot of craziness, especially in LA, where everybody wants a permit. You have to have a permit for breathing. And one thing I'll tell you is this: don't be afraid to fight back. Don't be afraid. They are so used to walking up to photographers and intimidating them that photographers back down all the time. You know how many times I've told a cop, I'm allowed to shoot here? No, you're not. Yeah, I am. No, you're not. Yeah, I am. This is public property. I'm allowed to shoot here. I film cops when they start harassing me. I have nothing against law enforcement. I don't. I think they do, for the most part, an amazing job. Keep us safe, do all that stuff. There's always the idiot out there, but that's in everything, right? But when cops and stuff talk back to me, I get stopped constantly by cops. I'm a cop magnet. I mean, it was amazing. Ken Wheeler's never been in trouble with the cops. He's with me. He gets trouble with the cops. Okay? But guys, you gotta know your rights. You got to know what you're able to do. I remember I went and shot at In-N-Out, did a wedding there 5-6 years ago. In-N-Out came out, had a hissy fit because I was on their property. Did I walk away? Yes. How far? 3 feet. I walked onto the sidewalk and I told the bride and groom, go get a hamburger. In-N-Out comes back out. You're not allowed to be here. It's a public sidewalk. You can't shoot. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. Go ahead, call the cops. Go ahead. See, guys, they live off of intimidation. I'm not talking about In-N-Out. I think they're probably really good folks for the most part. What I'm saying is, these people who bust photographers, they are living off of intimidation. They're so used to photographers cowering when something goes on. The photographer's been like, oh, okay, I'll leave. Why do I have to leave? You know what I want to do is I want to go down to Laguna Beach with my cameras, be told no, then pull out my iPhone and start taking pictures of my kid. So am I allowed to do this? Am I? Well, technically you have to have a permit. Okay, perfect. Then what I would do is I would stand there and I would film other people taking pictures with their iPhones, and then I would sue the city of Laguna Beach. That's what I would do. That's what I might do. We may be paying some legal fees soon. But you got to be part of the change. Right? I get harassed everywhere I go. And just for the folks watching this on YouTube who think this is just America, I have a big following in the UK. And I love the folks in London and England. They always say, oh, we don't have those problems over here. You know how many times I get busted in Europe and in London? It's nonstop. Nonstop. Just know your rights and say no. Just keep shooting. See, the thing that pisses me off about photographers is now we are being denied our abilities to take pictures of even our own families. Seriously. So just because I happen to own everything that Sony sells, which I pretty much do, I'm very blessed. Just because I happen to have $7,000 in my hand and I want to go take pictures of my kids, I can't? That's ridiculous. So the last time we went to Hawaii as a family, I went out and took my A7R2, I put the Canon 400mm 2.8 on it. Just to stick it to them. Put my Sigma MC11 adapter on there. That's about $17,000 a gear. Just shot my kids. Right? I want them to come. Because I'm the guy who won't back down. If I'm wrong, I'll back down. But come on, guys. What else, guys? What else pisses you off?
Sorry, you mentioned you're a cop magnet.
Yes, I am a cop magnet.
So
Cops love me. I'm adorable.
how do they usually end when you encounter them? You didn't mention.
How do they end?
Yeah.
Number one, always treat the cops with respect. That's very important. If you immediately become belligerent, you're asking for it. Think about it, and I always try to put myself in their shoes. Cops deal with people being belligerent all day. So if you are actually opposite of that, and you're very kind to them, and respectful, stand your ground, but you're respectful to them, a lot of the times, not all, a lot of the times, because I've had times where they're nasty no matter what, but a lot of the times they'll actually cool off. Cops come in hard on you at first, right? You guys notice that? They'll come in hard. And once they see, hey, I'm just trying to just do my thing here and have a good time, just trying to take pictures. I get that a lot when I go to Detroit. Urbexing, I get thrown out of places all the time. You guys see my video? I got arrested at Six Flags in New Orleans. I'll never forget my kids. I was telling one of my boys, I think it was the one that came up here, it was Michael. This would be the kind of thing Michael would say. It's about 4 or 5 years ago. I said, listen to your mom. And you know what he said to me? Oh, yeah, the guy who gets arrested by the cops. But it is, guys. It's about standing your ground. But 9 times out of 10, they just tell you to get lost. If you know you don't belong there, that's the other thing. If you know you don't belong there and you got caught, own up to it and just leave. Because 9 times out of 10, you don't belong where you are. Right? Like at least for me, I'm in a abandoned building, and they just want you out. They don't want to do the paperwork, is the truth. They really don't. So if you're just honest with them, and what are you doing here? I'm taking pictures. You know. And by the way, the thing that they'll always tell you, you can't use this for commercial purposes. Just because you're a professional photographer, it doesn't mean every endeavor that you do is commercial. Right? Don't fall into that trap either. Oh well, you know, you're shooting this, and since you're a Sony artisan, they'll Google me while we're talking. Oh, you're a Sony artisan. Sony's not paying me to do this job. I don't have a client paying me to do this job. So in other words, you don't have to. It always depends on how you classify it. How you classify it. Okay, we could all go out on the street and shoot right now. Nobody's paying us to shoot. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The only way we're going to make changes in the industry is if we are part of the change, and that's true of any movement, of anything that we do. And what I want to do with these meetups is I want us to get around. I'm going to do these all over the United States and the world, and I'm going to connect with photographers. I'm going to start gathering information just for the simple thing of bringing photographers together. So, you know, you guys, there's hundreds of people in this room tonight. That's amazing. We announced this event a week ago. That's amazing to me, and I'm honored. But you guys have tons of resources right standing next to you. You can ask them what they shoot with. You can ask them where they shoot. There's models. There's people there's so many resources in this room. People who know makeup artists and hairstylists and models and locations and cars. When people say, oh, how'd you get all this stuff? How'd you shoot at this place or that place? It's all my fans. 9 times out of 10, it's all my followers who say, hey, Jason, I have this place. You want to come shoot it? Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's do it. Right? Guys, if you're not grabbing onto the power of your fellow photographers, you're missing out. We need to stop seeing each other as competition and start seeing each other as almost like, I hate to say it, I'm not Jimmy Hoffa, but it's almost like a union, right? It's like if we get together, because we don't have anything like that in the industry. We don't. Now, there's Professional Photographers of America, but, you know, that's kind of a different breed.
Local 600.
What's that?
Local 600.
Local 600, is that a union? Or you're part of it? Okay. Well, I know about as much. I think the only thing I know about unions is I watched Jack Nicholson in Hoffa. But I'm just messing around. But the point I'm trying to make is, guys, use those resources that are standing next to you. If you gain nothing else and my words are not in any way inspiring to you tonight, I challenge you to do this. Challenge yourself to talk to somebody in this room and gain a piece of knowledge. Challenge yourself to talk to somebody in this room and gain a resource. You know what I love about doing my workshops is after I do my workshops, I see there'll always be, after I do a workshop, there'll always be 3 or 4 people from that workshop that stay together as a group and they'll start shooting. And then what I'll notice is after that workshop is done, they are really starting to improve. I'll notice it. Two guys in here, Anthony and Doug, they'll shoot together, right? They're really improving because they shoot together and they challenge each other and they use each other's resources. Guys, think about it. If you guys can get together 2 or 3 other photographers and you can split the cost for hairstylists, you can split the cost for location fees, you can split the cost for makeup artists, all of a sudden these shoots that are so challenging for you are much more accessible. You're in a room with 300 people right now. Think of those resources. Okay, fine. To pull off a shoot may cost $400. Well, go in, get 4 of you guys. Now it's $100. Go make that shoot happen. Don't always look to corporate sponsors I cannot say this enough. They are not the answer. They're not. Again, 9, except for Squarespace ads, which represent 1 video every 2 months or so. All of my stuff is self-funded. If I learned one thing out of the hotel industry, was the word ROI. What does ROI stand for, guys?
Return on investment.
Return on investment. You can't get the return unless you do the investment. So many people now these days, they're waiting for someone just to walk in the door, ring them up on the phone, and give them money. They really are. And the misconception, I'll never forget, I watched something by Joe McNally, great Nikon photographer. I watched something by him about a year or 2 ago, and he laughed. He said, there's this misconception that, photographers are flying around on first class and doing all that. He laughed at the notion, and Joe makes a lot of money. The point I'm trying to make is, you think that photographers who are at a certain level some of us are doing really well, don't get me wrong, but that's a constant effort. It's not like the phone just rings off the hook and you're turning down business left and right. That's not the way that it works. If I stop pushing for business, the phone stops ringing. That's the truth. You guys still here? Hello? Talking to you. Hey guys, if you want to learn online with me, go to patreon.com/JasonLanierPhotography, and you will be able to continue this craziness online from anywhere on planet Earth with me. If you want to join me live, go to JasonLanier.com/workshops, and you'll get to see me in my full glory live and in person, guys. I think there's a smudge on there. Is that it? Yeah, I got it. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.